listening to Lighting Up Real Estate with your host, Kendall Lockett.
If you're planning to purchase your first property or first home in 2021, you are going to need credit as a part of your financial power. Credit allows you to use other people's money instead of your own. In episode 3 of Lighting Up Real Estate, CEO of HTP Enterprises Financial, Nicholas Antoine, shared his credit secrets. Now let his company help you build wealth with credit. HTP Enterprises Financial is the company that will improve your scores by erasing negative items, bankruptcies, delinquencies, and more. I'm a personal client of HTP Enterprises Financial and have referred my clients and friends to this company. You get results. So I partnered with HTP Enterprises Financial to offer my listeners $100 off any plan you choose. Just go to the link in the show notes using promo code Lighting Up Real Estate. Make 2021 the year you use credit as buying power. Episode 38. Today we are lighting up how to joint venture in real estate. As always, the goal of this show is to shine a light on people, strategies, systems, and ideas that can help you grow your real estate investing business. And on the show today, I have a real estate investor, my personal mentor, and my high school classmate, Cleon Coleman, on the show. We discuss everything. The topic of this show is how to create joint ventures in real estate, but we really discuss the fundamentals of investing and money throughout the conversation. From how to find a partner for your joint ventures, to the real purpose of banks, and how Cleon is using real estate to serve a higher purpose in the community. This Morehouse man has come to teach. Let's get started.
Hey,
Welcome to Lighting Up Real Estate.
it's good to be here.
It is so good to see you, my classmate from high school.
Yep.
Yep, it's been a minute. You still look the same.
Hey, you too. You too.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
So, I had to get you on. One, because we somewhat grew up together, and I heard on the street that you were this phenomenal real estate investor.
Well, I appreciate that. I just try to take one step at a time, and if that leads to what you hear, so be it.
Yes.
Grateful.
So with that being said, I had to get you on here and definitely expose you to the world because you are phenomenal in what you do. And it's an honor that I have you here, especially representing Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Thank you.
Yep. So you are on here because we're going to talk about how to set up real estate joint ventures.
Okay.
And that is something that you are good at doing.
Thank you.
Okay. So before we even get started, how did you get into real estate investing?
Well, it started back when I was actually at Morehouse College, and at the time I was studying to be. I was pre-med. I knew I wanted to be a dentist, or at first a doctor, but it formed into an interest in dentistry. But it was really primarily based on two things: the fact that I like biology, and also that I wanted to make, back in the late 90s or mid 90s, rather, it was all about getting a job, go to college, get a job, make six figures.
Right. Of course.
And so during my time at Morehouse, I began to volunteer. We had something called Saturday Academy, and I started volunteering across the street at an elementary school with kids, teaching them, just being a tutor. And I was like, fell in love with teaching. I was like, man, this isn't. If this is what a job feels like, I can do this. This is not work. This is just something that I wanted to do. And so I was like, man, maybe I'm supposed to be a teacher. Maybe my heart was being pulled that way. My heart was being pulled towards teaching, and so then I started to research teaching, and I was in Atlanta, 21 years old. in the 90s. Morehouse, which has a lot of well-to-do families, and guys are driving. I'm a car guy, so guys
Yeah.
are driving Lexus coupes and
African
Mercedes
Americans
and all
did
this stuff.
that. Yeah.
So I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I want some of that though.
Yeah.
So and so I had to look. I looked at the National Occupation
Hmm.
Handbook,
Okay.
and I researched teaching, and I was like, damn, I don't know. I mean, there was a big discrepancy between what I was reading for
Hmm.
teaching and what I was reading for dentistry. And I was like,
Wow.
I was kind of torn on that. I was like, I think I love this,
Hmm.
but I think I want this kind of lifestyle. So
Okay.
then, to make a long story short, I had a two to three key people that entered my life. My roommate, not my roommate, but my hallmate in my dorm. We're still friends to this day. His parents were teachers in Detroit, but their lifestyle that wasn't matching up to what I was reading. It's like, man, they seem to be doing pretty good.
Right.
But I didn't know. I didn't know any details, so
Hmm.
it was just kind of like trying to get a feel for what. He's like, oh yeah, we do. My parents teach, but they do real estate too. I was like, oh, and so I would ask him a little bit, but not too much.
Hmm.
But then we were making a trip to New Orleans to the Essence Music Festival,
Hmm.
and his grandmom stays in Mobile, Alabama, and we stopped in Mobile to say hello to his grandmom, and his uncle was there who happened to be in real estate heavy too in Mobile.
Wow.
And this is when the game changed. We pull up. It's a Thursday.
Hmm.
And again, being in the car game, there's certain years where Mercedes changes their body style, and you can
Right.
obviously tell that it's a new S model. And the new one was sitting out in the driveway, chrome package. Again, just as a kid, a young man, I'm looking like, wow. So I walk in to his grandmom's house, and I see his uncle in some jeans and like a t-shirt just hanging out. It was a Thursday at like 1 o'clock. And I'm like, "Dang, you know, what, Harold, what your uncle, what does he do?
Love
Oh,
this.
oh yeah, he does real estate too." And so I was like, I got to find out what this real estate is about.
Wow.
I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
So as we're just hanging out, I asked him questions, and he
Uh-huh.
was an open book. He was an open book. And I walked away from that interaction saying, that's how I can.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was answering this question, but I was
Mhm.
like, this is how I can do what I love occupation wise, which is teach, and live the lifestyle that I love, which is I'm speaking from a 21-year-old, but
Love it though.
be able to
Yeah.
drive the Benz and this and that.
Hmm.
So within the same year, I met my aunt's husband at the time. He took me around, and he owned practically a neighborhood,
Hmm.
and he he showed me things, and he told me a one key lesson same year. And he's like, I I don't work a job for the salary. I just work it for benefits. And I'm like, what? What? You work for benefits just for insurance?
Wow.
And so, you put all this
That's a
together,
mic
it just
drop right
changed the way I
there.
looked at a job. What's that?
That's a mic drop right there.
Yeah,
I
it
have
was.
never
I
heard
mean,
of
I
that.
got this at 21.
Dang.
And so it changed the way I looked at
Yeah.
jobs, and I started to realize that you don't have to, a job can be an expression of your skill set and not the main source of keeping the lights on. It can be
Yeah.
more than that or less than that,
Yeah.
but it can be different from the way we were trained
Yeah.
it to be. So that's how I got in it. So, then I started reading. Of course, I read Rich Dad,
Dad,
Poor
poor
Dad,
dad.
open, and it just hit me
Yeah.
like a just a fresh bucket of cold water in the
It
morning time. It
did.
just
It
woke me
did.
up, and by the time I was 22, I knew I wanted to be uh, a teacher
Hmm.
and landlord. I knew it. I knew it.
Nice.
I knew it. And so I began but I read for 2 years,
Hmm.
read books, and then I bought my first property at 25 years old,
Nice.
and that's when I started.
Nice. Okay, so present day,
Yeah,
you are doing deals.
yeah,
You own commercial, you're a landlord,
yeah,
and you're now flipping, and that's how you're doing the joint ventures.
yeah. Exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
so what exactly is joint ventures in real
Okay,
estate?
so a joint venture is basically when you know what, I had a good definition for that, and
How would you find it?
I would define it as
It's a
when two
partnership.
parties come
Yeah,
together, they bring two different components
you
at
did
once. Yeah,
that.
that's the freestyle.
Yeah. Okay, so two different energies coming together. So you
Yeah,
are bringing more of the money.
I bring the capital.
You bring the capital.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I bring the capital, and my partner brings the time and management,
dope.
and we share the outcomes. And
Dope.
so that allows me to um, it expands my reach.
Mhm.
It allows me to help other people do what they are really good at doing. It helps. It helps me be able to, you know, manage other things as well, and it keeps me free. You know, like I said, you know, I can,
Nice.
uh, and you know, it's like give it to, you know, give the. I think that's the way for our union. I think that's the best.
Mhm.
You know, you got to have roles in any relationship, right?
Yeah,
And it kind of clearly defines the roles.
it
So I
does.
stay in my lane, he stays in his.
Okay, so you know I'm going to get all into y'all's lanes right now.
Hmm.
Okay,
Sure.
so how did you find your partner?
It was just, you know, again, it's just one of those things when you look back and um, it's grace. You know, you look back and
Okay.
you see, you know, that doors open up that you couldn't even script. And so basically, how did I meet? By just
Mhm.
walking one step at a time and allowing the people to come in my life that you know, make a difference and being ready for that. And so, but to put that in layman's terms, we met. He was looking for investors, and he reached out to me back in 2017. And there were
Wow.
a couple, yeah, there were a couple houses that we
Mhm.
looked at, and we were trying to um, work together on, but the
Mhm.
deals, we couldn't lock the deals down.
Okay.
We look at something, he couldn't lock the deals down. Look at something, then he moved away,
Mhm.
and then he came across a deal that he was going to wholesale, and he called me and told me to take a look at the house.
Mhm.
And I said, well, it's, you know, mostly a rental guy, you know, for the most part. But I said, you know, this one, it's a little tight for for the rental game, but I think it'd be a good flip. I said, so I said, and I was like, you know, why don't we just partner? Why don't we work together and just split it?
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And we did it, and it worked out well. Then I picked up another house, you know, and I was like, hey, let's do it again.
Mhm.
You know, rinse and repeat. And that's what we've
Nice.
been doing. You know, so
That's nice.
that's how that went down.
Okay, so how does your split work? Since you're putting the capital, is it a 50-50 split? And he's
Well,
doing the
you know, we
experience?
negotiate the percentages before the deal.
Okay. Is it every time each deal or is it
Yeah, we
okay.
set up a contract. We meet, we look at it, we
Mhm.
determine what, you know, how we're going to handle the cost, how we're going to split the deal, what's needed of me. We look at,
Nice.
you know, there's money, you know, there's a cost for the money, you know. Uh,
Mhm.
we look at time frames,
Mhm.
scope of work. We do all that per deal. So
Yeah.
if I get a house, we'll meet, we'll walk that house through with the
Mhm.
team, get our roles together, and then we hit it and go.
Okay, you determine the split and then you roll with it.
And it's,
Okay.
you know, you know, it's a fluid situation on that.
Yeah. Okay, so why not just do it yourself and just hire a general contractor? Or is it just have you found that it's just easier if you just do a joint venture?
For me,
Yeah.
so that's a multifactorial response right there. Uh, at one point early in the year, I just decided that instead of just
Mhm.
primarily investing in properties, I wanted to invest in people. So if I got
Nice.
somebody who has the desire and wants
Mhm.
to expand on in their business in their lane,
Mhm.
and if I can provide capital to help them get there,
Mm-hmm.
That's an investment opportunity that I'm going to look at.
Okay.
So that's one factor. The second factor is that why not hire a GC? Well, because sometimes GCs don't have a vision for flips. They just do
It's true.
what you tell them to
You
do.
tell them to do.
This
Yeah.
guy, versus if you got somebody who has an artistic brain or
Mhm.
just a kind of really creative, kind of just
Right.
open, that can help. So basically, he's better. I felt like I flipped before this,
Mm-hmm.
but I like his product, so I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to keep supporting that.
Yeah.
So that's the second thing, and then thirdly is time. I'm busy. I don't have really the time to. I have a rental business
Mm-hmm.
requires time. I'm in pharmaceutical sales from time to time, and
Mm-hmm.
that requires time. I'm a single dad. That requires time,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to take care of uh, myself. That
Right. You need
requires time.
balance.
Yeah, I need balance. So it's only
Got it.
24 hours in a day. So
Yeah.
delegate that out, and so that's why.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah,
ha- what was it that you saw in him that said, "Okay, this is a good fit"?
that's a good question too. And I think we both would answer it in terms of um, alignment. Alignment.
Ah.
I think
Okay.
that's definitely we were aligned in
Mm-hmm.
values. We were aligned in the way we look at lifestyle design,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we've had a rapport for years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that, it's ideally you want to work with people that you enjoy being around, enjoy
Right.
talking to, and where it's not even, like where it doesn't even feel like work. Work brought us together. Work is the bridge, but
Right.
we were. It's not work. We're just
Awesome.
together working on a project
Mm-hmm.
because we enjoy being around it. Working with each other. So
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you ever had any disagreements? Or have you had to
No,
cross
because
over into his
because
lane or he crossed into your lane?
no, that's
No?
the key. That's what I was about to say because
Okay.
I give him I delegate decision making to him.
Mhm.
It's not that's what I mean. And when it comes to finances, he lets me do it. He delegates to
Okay.
me. So when it comes to setting budgets,
Mhm.
when it comes to um, you know making purchasing decisions,
Mhm.
I'm vocal when it comes
Okay.
to when it comes to
The color of the paint, that's
yeah,
him.
all that,
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
I participate, I walk through,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's what he's there for.
Okay. Okay. So he
Yeah,
also sets the scope of work and the time
yeah,
frames as well, all of
yeah,
that.
all that.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Nice. So how soon in advance? So okay, while you guys are working on one property, are you the one that's looking for the next one? Are you scoping
yeah.
the next deal?
We're
Okay.
both looking. We're both looking, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking. We're both
Okay.
looking, but
Okay.
yeah. I'm trying. I'm always trying to find something else, and
Okay.
I have to be the one to look because and I have a purse string,
You have the
so
capital.
you
Yeah.
don't know. He wouldn't know what I'm able to do at this moment.
Hmm.
Only I would know that. So
Good point. Okay. So
so I look, but I try to keep the pipeline full. Like for instance, right now we finished one in February, and we got
hmm
two that we're working on right now,
hmm
and I got another one that's potentially in the pipeline. So,
yeah.
you know, uh,
Nice.
that's my job.
That's your job.
That's my job.
This is so
Mhm.
dope. Okay. So so are you taking more risk then because you're providing the capital or is it
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So,
Okay. How so?
uh, well, how am I taking the risk?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm holding the purse. I mean, like
I want you to speak more on that. I mean, I know you are, but I just want you to answer that for those that are just listening
Oh,
and
okay,
learning
okay.
about this.
Sorry. You know, sometimes when I'm talking to you, I get really, really. I'm like, this is my classmate who I've known for a long time.
Yes.
So I'm going to keep it together. But so you asked me the risk was.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
risk that you're taking with having the capital. You're
yeah, I
bringing
mean,
that to the table.
you know, you if the house needs to, if it sits,
Mm-hmm.
you hold
Yeah.
that money. It's your money. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
everything's your. So when repairs are done and you paying people, you need to know you have your receipts. You need to
Wow.
track your budget. You need to
Mm-hmm.
keep up with your spend. You need to have
Yeah.
weekly meetings to know, hey, if we got a budget of 60,000, where are we now? Where are we on the time frame?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, um, you have to know all those numbers and stay in touch or have a feel for what's going on. You
Yeah.
can't just be hands off.
Yeah.
And then again, going back to the rich, you got to have also a plan of action for different situations.
It's true.
What happens if the place sits? What's the buyout?
Yeah.
You know, what about if you change gears and decide to keep it?
Yes.
How does that look? You got to net that all out.
Yeah. That was my next question. So
Yeah.
are you guys currently doing these joint ventures because we are in a seller's market and you can make the most profit in this market right now more so than buy and holds?
Well, again, you have to be able to adjust to different season
Yeah.
market conditions. So you're right. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I, I like the rental game,
Mm-hmm.
but in this season of where it's a seller's market, you gotta adjust. You
Yeah.
gotta be a chameleon. And so yeah. So I started looking at stuff, and I'm like, in properties, I'm like, man, this is the time to just sell, or fix it up and sell.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and, and so how can I be most
Mm-hmm.
effective at that? And it wasn't by me doing it. It was by me
Mm-hmm.
teaming up to do it and being available to expand my reach by bringing somebody in who
Yeah.
could help me be more efficient.
Okay. So even with the money that you're using, the capital, why are you choosing real estate to make it work for you?
Uh,
Because there's so many other ways. Like you have Bitcoins, you have, stocks.
hey, stay in your lane. Do what you
Okay.
do. Do what you do
Mm-hmm.
well and repeat it over and over again. That's the
Yeah.
I believe in uh, focus focus on being really good at one thing versus being diversified and master
Yeah.
of none. That's what I
Yeah.
that's me. Everybody's got
Yeah.
their own strategy,
Right.
but we can't just because this person over here may be killing it in the side of cryptocurrency.
Right.
That doesn't mean that's for me. We get in trouble when we compare everything that everybody else is doing and not look at what you're designed to do. I mean, what you're set up to do, what your opportunities
Yep.
present for you. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, real estate has been my game, not only because of the manifestation and the outcome, but because that's what I enjoy. I like reading about it. I like talking about it. I like
Yeah.
doing putting time into it. You
Yeah.
got to align again, alignment. You got to be
Alignment.
aligned with something that is bigger than just just the number.
Mm-hmm.
And with real estate, it's multifactorial. I feel really fulfilled when I'm providing a good home to somebody who, if it's a flip,
Yeah.
or quality affordable housing if it's a rental.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so for me, that works out really, really well for who I am.
Yeah, I'm so glad I asked you that because I think a lot of people get distracted going from this to that to owning this
Yeah,
and owning that. And you're doing everything all in just one entity, which is real
it-
estate.
exactly. For me, the at the end of the day, the number one thing is your money works harder than you could ever work. Okay.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how you work it; you just need to work it. It's like I like to use the analogy. Yeah, I
Okay.
like to use the analogy of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Just be an athlete. It don't matter if you play basketball or football
Uh-huh.
or baseball or swim. Just be in the game. Just be an
Yeah.
athlete. So same thing with here. Be an investor. It doesn't matter if you like crypto or real estate or stocks, whatever. Just being something
Yeah.
other than the bank.
I was just about to ask. So you're sounding like you don't like to keep your money in the bank, or you don't believe in keeping money in the bank. No.
Well, it's just the point of the bank has its purpose. It has
Yes.
multiple purposes.
Mhm.
But if you tell me you need $4,000 a month for your lifestyle,
Mhm.
and I ask you how many months do you need to keep to be comfortable in case you have some unexpected
Right.
expenses,
Mhm.
you tell me 6 months.
Mhm.
That's 6 times 4 is 24,000.
Mhm.
Okay. If you have 80,000 in the bank, I'm start. What are you doing?
Right.
Because all the bank is about, to me, when it comes to
Mhm.
deposits and things of that nature, is you're paying the bank to keep your money safe and accessible.
Right.
You're paying the bank so that I don't have to take that $24,000 and bury it in my yard, hide it under my mattress, cut a wall out over here behind the cabinet, and
Right.
and put it up under the floor.
Mhm.
We don't have to do that.
Right.
In essence, we pay the bank to do it for us.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, we pay them because they get our $24,000. And at the end of the statement, at the end of the month on your statement, you're going to see 10 cents.
Yeah.
10 cents.
10 cents
A
earned.
dollar?
Yep.
Maybe two. Coming back to you. Okay. So what are they doing with the 24,000? They're putting it to work. So
Yes.
my point is this. Anything beyond
Mhm.
that number, you need to put it to work.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so before we even get off into money, I've got to ask you one more question about the
Yeah.
joint ventures. If it's somebody that's listening and they don't have the capital, but they have the experience and the skill to bring something to the table, what should they be looking for in another partner that has the capital?
They should look for. Oh yeah, they want to know. I would, if I was in that position, I want to know if our values, do our values align?
Mhm.
Is this some person that I could work with?
Right.
B, does this capital partner have experience? And here's the why behind that. If you get money from somebody who has no experience in flips or real estate, they're going to be probably a little bit more. Potentially they may not be able to understand the deal, and that could
True.
cause friction and stress.
So true.
You
Or the
know,
market.
yeah, or the market. So
Yeah.
you ideally want somebody who's well versed in real estate or investments,
Yeah.
understand risk and reward.
Yeah.
Um, so you want to make sure that person has some type of investing experience, so
Yeah.
that they can ride with you and not just stress you out along the way.
Yeah. Do you ever do joint ventures with other partners, or are you just deciding to stick to this one partner that you have now, or do you do other investors as
This
well?
is I've only done. This is the first guy I've worked with.
Okay.
Yeah, and because for the longest I didn't work with anybody
Mhm.
besides my team, my maintenance,
Yeah.
my operations manager, but that's more that's not really a JV.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is it.
Okay. So what is
I'm
your
open to
day-to-day look?
open. I'm open to others though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Everybody heard that. He's open to others.
yeah,
So what does your day-to-day look like? Because you still work, like you said, you're still in pharmaceutical sales.
yeah,
So how do you manage all of the real estate, the balance, the other
yeah.
job? How does your day look?
Depends now. Depends on if I'm work. If I'm not doing pharmaceuticals, that's one. Because
Okay.
I've taken a year off. I've taken a year and a half off.
Mhm.
But right now I'm in it. So what I do is I try to get up. Um, I try to look at my uh, with. Okay, here we go. So I have an assistant.
Okay.
operations manager. Every Monday,
Mm-hmm.
or we've moved our meetings to Wednesday, but we meet every week. We look at rents collected. We look at maintenance initiatives. We look
Mm-hmm.
at heat and air units. We look at everything that we need that I would normally want to look at on a week to week basis.
Mm-hmm.
And then we set that trajectory for the next 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
We also talk daily. I talk with my assistant every day. Every day. I call her my
Okay.
work wife. She's my work wife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so, you know, um, it's rarely we don't talk. So we talk. That helps me out and calibrates me for my rental business.
Mm-hmm.
My JV partner and I, we talk every Sunday night.
Okay. That's your
Every
joint
night, every
venture.
Sunday night. Like, yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
and we'll discuss the scope of work and the business for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then on the pharmaceutical side, my partner in pharmaceuticals, we talk every day at 10:30. He calls me. Boom.
Okay.
So I guess the key component there is consistent
Yeah.
communication. Okay, where we discuss where we are, where we're
Mm-hmm.
going, what we need to do, and
Nice.
we don't miss that.
Yeah. You have systems in place
Yeah,
and an intention with every
absolutely,
call.
absolutely. Agenda
Yeah.
every time, and we don't miss on that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't miss on that. And so that's how I get. That's really the key component for me,
Mm-hmm.
and just having mature people who can execute, or
Yeah.
and
Building that
I'm
team.
grateful. Yeah, yeah, yep.
Wow. Okay. So
So
what each joint venture though,
mhm.
do you do a LLC each time or do you just keep the same LLC?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think I don't. But
It's
some
not right
people
or wrong
do.
to it. Some
I
people
mean,
do, some people
it's
don't.
half a dozen on one end. What is
Yeah.
that? Dozen, whatever, six, whatever, You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
everybody has their own way of doing that.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. I got to get into my favorite part,
Yeah.
the financially lit, because you are my money mentor now. Just when I
Okay.
thought I had it together, I had a conversation with Cleon and just changed
Nah.
everything. So I got to ask you about your money mindset.
Yeah.
So one, I'm a big book fanatic. There's books behind me.
Yeah.
What book changed the game for you?
Game changer was, of course, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay,
That was a
everybody's
game
game
changer. That was
changer.
someone that changed the whole way to look at things.
Right,
Yeah, I think
right.
that's pretty much the standard for most.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, that was a key book. And then there was another book called Perpetual Income by Brian Whitmire. That was a game changer for me too. And then
I gotta get that one.
yeah, and then Mr. Landlord .com,
Mm-hmm.
just a forum. Jeffrey Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
In his conventions, his real estate national convention that he has every year.
Mm-hmm.
Game changer.
Nice.
Game changer. Just period. So
Okay.
those were the three pivotal books,
Mm-hmm.
media outlets that really make it. And I still look at Mr. Landlord weekly. I used to do it every day. Every day.
I have never heard of Mr. Landlord.
Oh gosh.
No,
If you want to be a buy and hold a landlord,
never
that's where you
heard.
need to be.
You just put me. See, this is why you're my mentor. I've never heard of Mr. Landlord.
Oh
You're
man.
the first one to mention Mr.
Oh my
Landlord.
goodness. I mean, to this day, I'm 20 years in the game, and I'm
Uh-huh.
still I'm
Right.
about 2, 3, probably 4 times a week. I'm scanning the Q&A form.
I'm going to it as soon
Mhm.
as we get through with this.
Yep.
I have not heard of that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's real. That's a wealth of information in that. For
Nice.
landlords.
Yeah, just for landlords.
Mhm.
Okay. So is that where your heart is, or is it more right now? Is it still in the landlords, being a landlord, buying, holding, or is it in the
I
flipping
think
right now?
that's a great question. I think that when it comes to passion and just
Mhm.
what really gets me going, you know, before I answer that question, I was speaking with a guy yesterday, and one of the questions I struggled with was, or pondered was, you know, when I first started this thing, I wanted to make, I want to have 40 houses, $10,000 a
Yeah.
month,
Mm-hmm.
but you hit these marks, and then you're like, well, I need to do this, and then and then you get to a point where you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is because you don't want to be just more and more and more. So because and then I
Yeah.
ask myself, it's like for guys, if a person's making $1 million a year, what makes them want to do another deal?
Yeah.
When we know that there's no proportional increase in happiness when you do that. So here's what,
Whoa, repeat what
yeah,
you
oh
just
yeah.
said.
So here's what hit me. It was like first of all, you have your own personal goals,
Yes.
but once you hit them, I think you should shift into goals that um, wake you up, that just open up
Yeah.
your heart, or that make a difference,
Yeah.
or um, just are just contributions
Yeah.
to society or to a person, to a community, and where
Absolutely.
in return the fruit of it is you get paid to
Yeah.
do so. So what I mean
Yeah.
by that is that I had one flip where then wasn't even supposed to be a flip. I bought a house,
Mm-hmm.
was going to buy it, rehab it, rent it out,
Mm-hmm.
but another young man who has a landscaping business, and
Mm-hmm.
we do business together. He said, I said, can you not, because the grass was high and all that. I said, can you mow the yard? And he looked at it. The house had been vacant for 10 years. Looked
Dang.
horrible, but he was like, hey, what are you going to do with it? And before you rent, I told him rent it. And he said, before you rent it,
Mm-hmm.
let me know, because I'm looking for something in this area. So I said, okay, market gets really hot. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to rent this anymore. The house was looking really good. I'm like, man, I
Mm-hmm.
can sell this. And so then but I thought about my guy, and I was like, man, well, I called him. I said, look, we need to meet. I said, I'm not going to rent this house out anymore but I'm going to sell it. But you told me to come to you first. And so I'm going to do that.
Nice.
And so I said, look, we broke down 3 different ways we can buy, but ultimately I said, hey, look, you can buy this house without even going through the bank. We can do the business together. And so to make
Cleon.
a long story short there, he ended up purchasing the house, and I'm financing it. And the reason I share that is
I love
because,
this story.
it was so fulfilling, because
Yes.
here's a 34-year-old young man who's
Yes.
now a homeowner. Thought he was going to just rent, but now his bottom
He's
line
owning.
changes. He owns a house.
You help
If he lives
create
there for
generational
5
wealth for
years and moves
him.
away,
Yeah.
he has equity. What's that?
Asset. Yeah. I said you
Yeah,
help
it's an
create
asset
generational
now.
wealth.
Exactly. So my point on this is, going back to my original, if I did 1,000 of those deals,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's enough. So
Yeah.
once you get to your personal goals, try to get aligned with things to where if you did it a million deals, it's
Yeah.
okay, because you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Absolutely. It
Well,
changes your
and doing it for
why.
you is the right reason,
Yeah.
but you're doing it for something that's bigger than you now.
Mm-hmm.
You take care of you, but
Absolutely.
then you go out and you go out and get
Yeah.
others with
That's
that
that's
capital.
yeah, I think that's where I am right now in
Yeah,
life. Because it's like, okay,
yeah,
I got enough properties. I'm
yeah,
straight.
exactly,
Now I want to help as many people as I can
exactly. That's it.
get properties too, because
That's it.
it was just an awakening. Like, wait a
Yeah,
minute, how come more people don't know about this? Let me start sharing what I know and what my friends know,
exactly.
so that we can get more people on, because it's enough out here for everybody. It's no
Yeah,
scarcity in this.
abundance.
It's
Exactly.
abundance.
And that's it. And so, so that's kind of the compass that I use now. So, like, going back to the joint venture, that's
Hmm.
fulfilling. That's
Yeah.
fulfilling, because it's so fulfilling when somebody brings no money to the deal and walk away
Yeah.
with $20,000. That's fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's great.
Yeah.
And when somebody had the house that,
Hmm.
when you on closing day, when you see a family buying a house,
Hmm.
that's fulfilling.
Yeah.
So again, if I do 100 of those. Great.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about real estate. I mean, if
Mhm.
you can really make a difference in people's lives. I
You
mean, if you
can.
really, like for instance, I try to provide truly quality, affordable housing.
Yeah. I
That's
love
a
it.
big deal.
That is a
So
huge deal. It's a
yeah,
huge
with a
deal.
good service. And
Yeah.
so if I can do, the more the merrier on that, and
Yeah.
but there's within the boundary. I mean, because you don't want it. Like I sold a lot because at one point, because it's almost like I was becoming you want freedom, and then
Mhm.
if you can go to a point where you become a slave to it again,
Yeah.
and to where you're always on the phone, you're always doing this and that, and
Mhm.
that's what taught me to delegate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I'm so glad you shared that story.
yeah,
Okay, so just hearing your conversation, it sounds like you have made pretty much a lifestyle out of this.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't have time to watch television or
No, I don't even. I really don't. Why? I mean, what? I mean, what?
exactly.
For instance, I wasn't working
Mhm.
at all. I told you I took a year off.
Yeah.
I didn't have a television. Now
Nice.
imagine that. Don't work a job, no television.
It makes a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
didn't
sense to
miss it
me.
at
Yeah.
all because there's so much to learn. There's so much to read. There's so
Yeah.
much time that you can spend learning yourself. Why am I going to
Yeah.
sit here and and spend 3 hours just looking at a television?
Fiction. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
I want my own story,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
in the news and all that stuff. I'm like, for what? I
Yeah.
mean, like even sports. I mean, I love sports,
Mhm.
but it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
If I'm watching the NBA or the NFL in 3 hours, they getting paid. I'm
Oh,
not.
you sound just like me right now.
I'm not.
Like, they're getting paid. Why am I watching
Yeah,
them? They're getting paid. I'm not getting
we
paid
yeah,
watching
exactly.
this.
We got the same amount of time.
Yes.
That's the thing that we share. 3 hours. That's three
Mhm.
hours to 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock together. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You can't stop that. I can't
Yeah.
stop that.
Yeah.
But if I'm spending 3 hours and you making 200,000 for that game, and
Yep. Yep.
I'm losing time where I could be working on projects that make me thousands.
Exactly.
What
Or
so
learning a skill. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what I do is I watch Sports Center. I watch Sports Center.
You just get the summary. Okay.
I get my because I get the cliff notes. I get the best game. I know
Yeah.
all the sports. I know the league standings. I know who's
Yeah.
winning, who's in first place, and all that. And I can
Yeah.
do that in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy
Yeah,
because during Lent this year, it was hard because of COVID.
yeah,
I literally said intentionally, I'm giving up TV, like no TV for 40
yeah.
days.
Yeah, I mean,
When I
yeah.
tell you the game changed, and
You
I'm not even
feel
want to
better.
watch TV now. I'm like, why am I going back to this? I don't.
Yeah, you feel better.
You feel better. You're
You do.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
It's
mind's clear.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm reading books again, the way I used
Hmm.
to read books.
Hmm.
So yeah, it,
Yeah.
it changes
And music,
everything.
you appreciate. Now I would listen to music. I would
Hmm.
listen to music for all the time. But yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. No, no, not much television. Still, you see, it's not on. I mean, I
Yeah,
rarely watch television. I don't watch movies. I don't. I just don't.
I get it.
I like to learn stuff. I like to read stuff
Yeah.
that's relevant.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So what are you reading right now?
Right now I'm reading the book on flipping by Jay Scott.
Okay.
I just finished Set for Life.
Okay.
That's a really good book. And also just finished the Algebra of Happiness.
I have to try that one.
Hmm. They're all good, all three.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get into that one.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm finishing up The Power of Now.
yeah. Eckhart Tolle. Yeah,
That is,
yeah.
oh my
That's a good one
gosh.
too. And then
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one. And since we're gonna go down that road, Untethered Soul by Michael Singer.
That is the next
Unbelievable.
book. It's here. And I'm
Unbelievable.
like, okay, soon as I finish this
Unbelievable.
book, That's what I've heard.
So good. I bought copies for people and just say, hey, read this.
I think
That
you're my
good.
twin. I do that for people. When
Seriously.
I get a book, it changes the game. I'm sending it to everybody.
Yeah. That's the first time a book has made me do that, motivated me to do that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. It's here. I'm
It's
ready. As soon as
awesome.
I finish The Power of Now, I was gonna go on to The Awakening, but I'm gonna go to Untethered
Get
Soul
that.
since it's already here.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your ultimate goal for 2021?
I have a flip goal that I want to hit.
Okay.
I definitely want to hit that. I also, goal wise, that's a good question again, Kendall. Flips. I do want to. I just want to invest heavily
Mhm.
into my daughter's volleyball pursuits for this summer. I
Nice.
want to be the best dad I can be. I want
Yeah.
to. I got some personal growth and goals that I'm working on,
Mhm.
and with the rental market, we want to stay at 95% of rent collections consistently through the rest of the year.
Mhm.
That's a really important metric that I like to hit
Okay.
and manage our budget. And also, I want to do some fulfill my 1031. I learned the hard lesson last year about taxes.
Ah.
And so there's certain times where you just want to experience something. You want to do a 1031, and this is the year to do it. So that's
Okay.
a goal for me too.
Nice. Yeah, this will be the year to do a 10. This will be a great year to do a
Mhm.
1031.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm there. We're working it out, but yeah, I gotta do it.
Uh-huh.
I learned. I mean, we talk about deals and
Yeah.
investments, but if you don't focus on the taxes too, decisions that you make can cost you tens of thousands,
Thousands of
hundreds of
dollars.
thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
so we have to learn
Yeah.
and we have to course correct.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I want to get somebody on the show. If somebody's listening that has experience in 1031 exchanges, I need you.
Well,
Because that
give me about 2 months, and you can call me back and we'll talk
Okay.
about it.
We'll talk about it because
Because
I definitely want
I'm
to talk about
actively in
it.
the process right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was an agent in one deal of a 1031 exchange, and
yeah,
I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
this is so dope.
yeah.
So yeah, it's something that can save thousands of dollars, and we
Mm-hmm.
really don't talk about it.
Mm-mm.
Nice. Okay, so COVID, how was that for you in real estate?
Actually, it really, you know, it was a strong year. Our
Nice.
collection, we hit rent collection metrics of 100% each month following the shutdown.
I am glad to hear
Yeah,
that because you
yeah,
hear so many,
yeah,
naysayers about
yeah,
being a landlord. I'm like, that's
yeah.
not true. I never miss rent.
No, it
Yeah,
actually stronger collections
better. That's good.
for us, and
Good.
I'm so grateful. It's been a really
Uh-huh.
it's been good. It's been good. The market is good.
Uh-huh.
The rental market vacancy rate is low. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really 95,
Mhm.
97%, I would say. Basically,
Awesome.
it's been good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
really good. Okay,
yeah.
so what's the best financial advice you've gotten that you did not learn in school?
Money works harder than you ever can. It works
It's
24
true.
hours, 7 days a week. You can't do that.
In sickness and in health, it works.
Absolutely. Uh, you are a consumer when
Mm.
if you want to replace you with asset as soon
Yes.
as possible,
Yes.
so that assets become the consumer,
Yes.
and you are now free, and
Yeah.
you don't have to trade any more time for money to live your lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
that's number one. That's number one. It
That
takes just a little time,
yeah.
but once you get the money working,
Mhm.
the velocity and the momentum And then people, will wonder, the thing is, the seed planting process is done in darkness. People don't see that.
Oh,
They don't see that.
wow.
They only see the harvest.
Cleon,
They
I have
only see the
not
harvest.
heard that before.
Yeah, they only see the harvest,
Yeah.
and then and
They
they
see
see
the
the
Lexus, but they
fruit.
don't know how you got the Lexus.
Right,
Or they see the houses, don't know how you got
right.
it.
They don't know. They don't see the years of
No.
live. Of doing this or that.
Yeah.
And if you
The
run out and
sacrifices.
buy the stuff that you can afford, you'll always have to buy the stuff that you can afford. Get that?
Wow.
Think about it. If you run out
Yeah.
and buy the stuff that you can afford, you'll always have to do that.
Yeah.
Versus if you pause
Yeah.
and invest, let your money grow,
Yep.
and allow your assets to buy the stuff
For you.
for you.
Yeah. I think Jay-Z said, if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it.
There it
Yeah.
is. There it is. I mean, it's fundamentals.
Yeah.
We live in a capitalistic society, and you got to learn the game as much as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's why you got to turn the damn television off and keep learning.
Exactly.
The game doesn't stop, so why should you?
No, it doesn't. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah,
Oh, wow, Cleon, I could talk to you all day, but I know you got to go look at properties.
yeah. I'm
Get
going
the
to
money
look at a
flowing.
house in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is always a joy to talk to
Yeah.
you.
Well, hey, likewise.
Seriously.
It feels like it's a reunion. If
Yes, it
I
does.
think about Maxwell and the song "Reunion." If I wasn't on this podcast right now, I'd sing it to you, but we won't do that since we're on the podcast.
Yeah, we're on the podcast.
You know me.
I do. Cleon, how can we find you if we want to just reach
All
out
right.
to you,
Of
say
course.
thank you, work with
Well, thank
you?
you, thank you. I hope that I'll be affiliated with your site.
You
Uh,
will?
yeah, and so that's one way. Also,
Yeah.
Facebook. You can hit me up there, Cleon Coleman.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can find me there, or you can actually email me as well.
I can leave that email address on the
Yeah.
website.
Okay, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I'll give you the one you have. That's not the one.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give you the one that's easier to manage.
Got it. I got it. I got it. Cleon, you are such a light as always.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you. It's good to see you. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes.
I wish you the best. You're doing good things. I'm glad I could be a part
Thank
of it.
you. Game recognizes game.
Hey.
To learn more about Cleon, just go to our website, lightinguprealestate.com. I also have a brand new website, mylifeinrealestate.com. It's a lifestyle blog showing you all the ins and outs of my life in real estate investing. You can see my latest rehab, search articles teaching you how to invest in real estate, get all episodes of the podcast, shop our merchandise, get free documents, and more. That is mylifeinrealestate.com. That's all for now. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay lit.